Assalamu alaikum. I am Asma shah. Today I am going to start tutorials for C language, which will be helpful not only for the federal board students but also for those who want to learn basics of C language. So we will start from problem solving and its 5 stages. Okay guys, we are going to start waterfall model. The waterfall model is one of the earliest model of software development in which tasks are executed in a sequence manner. Here I want to tell you the objective of this chapter, that how to solve the problem. Uh, First of all, we must learn about the few points which are using to develop the software. इन सिंपल वेज यू कैन से दैट कि जब भी हम कोई सॉफ्टवेयर डेवलप करते हैं तो उसके लिए हमें कुछ स्टेजेस पर से गुजरना पड़ता है और उन स्टेजेस को अगर हम फॉलो करेंगे प्रॉपरली तो ही हम एक अच्छा सॉफ्टवेयर डेवलप कर सकते हैं और वो स्टेजेस हमारे पास आपकी स्क्रीन पर शो हो रहे हैं. आप देख सकते हैं कि प्रोजेक्ट प्लानिंग, रिक्वायरमेंट्स एनालाइजिंग, डिज़ाइनिंग, कोडिंग एंड देन टेस्टिंग एंड देन डेवलपमेंट. और इनमें ये सब कोडिंग को समझने के लिए हमें सबसे पहले प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग को पढ़ना पड़ता है. So, problem solving is the main task of computer science, which is the job of computer programmer. And you can say the programmer must first understand how a human solves a problem, then translate it into a set of instructions in a programming language, and then computer can understand and execute the program. So these following are the 5 steps for the problem solving. और आप यहाँ देख सकते हैं कि defining the problem और उसमें हमारे पास इनिशियलाइज द स्टेज एंड अंडरस्टैंड प्रॉब्लम जो है वो हमारे पास बेसिक्स हैं डिफाइनिंग द प्रॉब्लम्स की. तो फर्स्ट स्टेज जो है वो हमारे पास डिफाइनिंग द प्रॉब्लम है. सेकंड, एनालाइजिंग द प्रॉब्लम. थर्ड, प्लानिंग द सोल्यूशन. फोर, कैंडिडेट सोल्यूशन एंड देन बेस्ट सोल्यूशन. तो दीज ऑल आर द 5 steps फॉर प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग. So defining the problem is the initial stage of problem solving, and it is important for the programmer, okay, first of all, whenever he is starting the solution, working on the solution, he must understand the problem. For this purpose there are different stages he must be follow. और उसमें से आप देख सकते हैं कि carefully read the problem to understand what it tells, then find out what the problem asks to do, what information can be obtained from the problem, and what is required to be calculated as the solution of the problem. These type of question must be solved in the programmer mind. Only then he can understand the problem. The problem, and a problem is a person is unhappy with the product or service he or she has purchased from a company. एक कोई भी चीज़ आप किसी कंपनी से मंगवाते हैं और आप उससे अनहैप्पी हैं तो आप उस प्रॉब्लम को कैसे सॉल्व करेंगे. तो फॉर दिस स्टेटमेंट डिफाइंस द प्रॉब्लम क्लियरली एंड रिक्वायर्ड द सोल्यूशन. इट इज़ जनरल टाइप ऑफ सोल्यूशन. तो यू कैन से कि हाउ वी विल सॉल्व द this problem. So you can see on the screen that there is a problem, then we will analyze the problem and then we will get the solution. So first of all we will understand the problem. That is very clear in this. So analyzing the problem is the second stage for the programmer, and in this programmer investigates the problems and gathered as much information as possible to find the solutions. And you can say different types of questions are involved in it, and for analyzing the problems you can see the questions are: is it possible to solve the problem on a computer? What is to be done to find the solution of the problem? And how many solutions are possible? Which solution is the best and why? So guys, now we will analyze the data after understanding the problem. And our problem is a person is unhappy with the product or service and he or she has purchased from a company. And we first of all how to know the outcomes we want. And for this purpose, think about you people will think about what is important to you and what you want to achieve. For example, do you want a refund that thing or replacement? And would you like them to provide the service again, or this time meeting agreed standards will be applied. And the second, that is prepare for the discussion. Whenever you will talk to the company, you must be prepared for the discussion. That is, find out about your legal rights. It is very important point. Then the second one, that will be related to write down exactly what your complaint is, including details such as dates and times, on which date you have and on which time you have परचेज दैट थिंग. आपको उस कंपनी से ली हुई चीज़ जो है उसके अकॉर्डिंग आपके पास सारी डिटेल्स हो, उनकी भेजी हुई ईमेल की डिटेल हो, और जो भी चीज़ आपने ऑनलाइन मंगवाई है या किसी कंपनी से आपने लिया, तो उसके लिए आपके पास उसकी डिटेल्स होनी चाहिए. You must be prepared for the discussion. Now, the next one, that is gathered any relevant paperwork. For example, advertisement that that was shared with you people on the through email, or any code that was uh, definitely trader gave you, and you must know about that. So after analyzing the data, the next stage is planning the solution of the problem. And for the planning the solution, we must be creative. And this stage is called creative stage of the problem solving. And it will be referred to dividing the solutions into the steps and arranging them into the proper order, and that will be solve the problem. And that will be must be related to how to discuss the problem with the person, कि पर्सन के साथ आपने इसको कैसे डिस्कस करना है और उसका क्या सोल्यूशन आपने निकालना है. So we are now going to start how to discuss the problem, and for this purpose talk to the right person. And number one point, the must you must know about the person, that he is the right person, and the person you speak must have the ability to resolve your issue. That may be your store manager or business owner or any supervisor. And the second one point that must be in your mind कि आप फोकस जो है टॉकिंग अबाउट द प्रॉब्लम विद द प्रोडक्ट और सर्विस होना चाहिए, ना कि किसी और इशू या पर्सन पर. And it is the next one that is very important, that is you must stay calm and reasonable, and explain the problem in details and provide any evidence you have. And tell them कि what outcome you want, जो आप चाहते हैं आप बहुत अच्छे कूल एंड काम तरीके से कन्वे कर सकते हैं, आप उन्हें बता सकते हैं. एंड it is the store or service provider responsibility to resolve the problem, but it can be helpful to ask them for a specific solution. And you can say that expect questions. एक्सपेक्शन आपसे जो स्टोर मैनेजर और कोई भी उनके कंपनी के बिहाफ पर मिलने आता है, तो वो आपसे क्वेश्चंस पूछ सकते हैं. तो आप किसी वो जिस टाइप के भी क्वेश्चन आपसे रिलेटेड टू दैट कंपनी थिंग्स पूछते हैं, जो चीज़ आपने परचेज किया, तो आपको उसको कूल एंड काम होके और एक रिजनेबल आंसर देना पड़ेगा अपना प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करने के लिए. Ask to speak with someone else if you are not happy with the way the conversation is going, and it is okay to walk away and come back later और टू फॉलो अप इन राइटिंग. अगर आप समझते हैं कि वो आपको प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व नहीं कर सकते, तो आप अनहैप्पी हैं, आप नॉट सेटिस्फाइड हैं, तो उसके लिए आपको चाहिए कि आप किसी और से फिर किसी और लिंक से भी आप उनके साथ कॉन्टेक्ट कर सकते हैं. एंड लिसन टू देयर रिस्पॉन्स, एंड डेफिनेटली आप उनके रिस्पॉन्स को सुनेंगे, और आस्क फॉर टाइम टू कंसिडर इट इफ़ यू वांट नीड इट. अगर आपको टाइम चाहिए तो आप उसके लिए आप डेफिनेटली उनसे पूछेंगे, और वो टाइम आप उनसे लेके उसके अकॉर्डिंग आप जो भी डिसीजन है आपने लेना है. Okay, guys. In the planning the solution of the problem, you will must consider the responses, and does the response resolve your issue, or is it a reasonable compromise? You can say that do you want to take the time or effort to carry on it, if the response is unsatisfactory. Or you can say that based on what you know of your rights, do you think you have a solid base to take the matter further. And after all these responses, you will go for the solution. And whenever you will get the solutions, more than one solution you have, if you have, then this will be called the candidate solution, the fifth stage of your problem solving. And for our problem one, that was that was we have discussed about that कि the problem is unhappy with the product or service and he or she has purchased from upper company. So solution one, that is the customer can lodge the complaint personally visiting the company. Solution two, the customer can also use the courier services to send the product back. Or you can say the third solution, the customer can use company website to file the complaint. So these three are the possible solutions of your problem. Okay guys, now after finding the candidate solutions, only one solution can be selected. The solutions, you can say, depend on the selection of final solution of a problem should be based on the following criteria, that is speed, cost and complexity. Number one, speed, that is the selected solution of the problem should be efficient. In other words, it means when the solution is implemented in a programming language, the problem should run fast. आपकी उस solution से आपके programming language में, आपके implementation में programs की कोई प्रॉब्लम ना हो, उसकी स्पीड पर कोई इफेक्ट ना हो. नंबर सेकंड, cause, that is to select the solution of problem should provide a cost effective and way be implementation. You mean that कि वो implementable हो और reasonable हो, price wise भी आपको वो expensive ना पड़ती हो. फिर कम्प्लेक्सिटी, ऐसा सोल्यूशन जिसकी कम्प्लेक्सिटी जो है वो लोएस्ट रेट पर हो, और यू कैन से के नॉट मस्ट बी कॉम्प्लिकेटेड और इट शुड कंटेन मिनिमम नंबर ऑफ इंस्ट्रक्शन और सिंपल स्टेप्स, क्योंकि वो जितने ज़्यादा स्टेप्स उसमें इन्वॉल्व होंगे वो उतना ही ज़्यादा कम्प्लेक्स होगा. तो these are 5 stages we have learned about the problem solving and hope so it will be clear to all of you. Thank you.